Okay, so this is the example of the different thesis statements I used with a particular student. This is their first draft. This is the second draft that I told them to write. This is the third that I helped write a little bit more. So in this one, I'm going to read it out loud, even though you guys see it. It says, the Enlightenment led, there should be led here. Here we go, led, we'll change it down here, led to an increase in individual freedom in Europe and the United States because the middle class men became more educated, slavery blossomed, and women were still caretakers. Now, good things here. Actually, some really good aspects. So I would say from here to here is pretty solid. All right. I would say that it has the setup for an A because we know what era we're talking about and where we're talking about it in its context. So we know we're talking about the Enlightenment. We're looking at individual freedom and if it increased in Europe and the United States. Now, this is where it gets a little funky, which is this part here. And it's not bad, it just could be better. All right. So it says the middle class men. We know that that could just be this down here, and I'll highlight it for you how she changed it. Cool. And then ultimately still left the same issue as above, but that's okay. I'll highlight it a different color, and then the beginning stays good. All right, but could ultimately be better with a brand new introduction here of a stance-taking word of moderate, okay? So in the first one, when she gets to this part where it says, because the middle class men became more educated, we can reduce that down to the bourgeoisie men. We're saying men because we know that that's the group, that 10 to 15% that saw that increase, or maybe 10 to 30%, statistics, whatever, that saw that increase. And then what's awkward here is that she mentions this good, but then continues on and has slavery blossomed and women were still caretakers. So that makes the reader assume those two things are good and or related to an increase in individual freedom, which is not necessarily true. But down here during the revision, pretty much the same intro, except now we know that this student thinks that it's a moderate increase. So they're taking a stance finally, right? Which is awesome. They reduced middle class men down to bourgeoisie men, and then properly used however with the comma, however, comma, and then we're getting better here. It says slavery blossomed, and women were still caretakers, resulting in very different life experiences. So we know it's the Enlightenment. We know the stance they're taking on the increase in individual freedom. They mentioned where. They mentioned the group that saw the increase. Then it's countered by the whole however aspect. So they know that we're going to be looking at the increase of bourgeoisie men while looking at the negative aspects of slavery and oppressed women, right? And they're going to be saying that those life experiences are different. So the evidence is going to be tailored to the life experiences. Okay, now this is the best one. This is the golden one. It can still be changed, and I'll highlight those areas, but I don't want to give it to you, so that's fine. Okay, now here we go. This is awesome. So history has overstated the increase in individual freedom. So boom, right now we know the stance. I'm going to highlight that because that's a whole separate aspect, right? Then we have the intro part. We know where. We'll go blue again, keep things the same. And then we'll highlight the pink for the increase in bourgeoisie men. I like that. Very nice. Cool. Nice job. And then over here it says, while slavery continued and women remained the same. Good. Little awkward here, though. We need to switch this part where it says, because bourgeoisie men became more educated. A lot of people became more educated during the Enlightenment. That does not necessarily mean they saw more freedom. It's not the education part. So we need to maybe cross that part out. It could be because bourgeoisie men gained rights or began to lead governments, while slavery continued and women remained oppressed. So we could even eliminate caretakers and say oppressed, or while slavery and women remained oppressed. So that's a whole nother thing, and I'll write it down here just so you see one that's possibly a full final version. All right, so and then I'm going to have to end up taking this down at some point. That's okay. So history has overstated the increase in individual freedoms the Enlightenment era brought about in Europe and the United States. For bourgeoisie men experienced a gain in liberties, while slaves and women remained oppressed. Done. Or maybe for bourgeoisie, sorry, I was thinking there quietly in my head. For bourgeoisie men received liberties, while slaves and women remained oppressed. There we go. That could be another one. You could even break this one off and make it two. All right? Do not use this. You cannot use this. This is mine. Yours has to be different. I don't even like that I'm sharing it with you guys, but I know a lot of you are stuck on this now. Now, another thing, for some quote analysis, all right? So I'll just do some examples, right? You're always going to want to introduce a quote, right? You're going to want to say, as, I'll use one of the, document for, so as Olympe de Gouges argues, right? Or you could even say declares, or, I guess we'll use states, right? But you want something a little bit more powerful, right? And then you can have your quote, right? And then in the quotation, space, document 4. And you can do document 4 or doc 4, either way I'm fine, okay? Cool. Now, if you're paraphrasing, you could say, in your own words, when it says Olympe de Gouges argued on behalf of all women that they should receive equal treatment. Equal treatment. You're still going to paraphrase because that's not exactly your thought, that's their thought, right? So, same thing. Okay. And then for anything else that you need, you can, if it's notes from me, you can type in Hausler, notes, and maybe the possible date, not a huge deal. You could also have, for our textbook, you can just write textbook, and then do the page number. And then for anything else, you're going to want to try to have the author, the title either italicized or in quotations. All right. So somewhere in here, whether, the title might be an article called Mr. Hausler is amazing. Cool. Right. And then if there's a link, paste the link. All right. So by the link, I mean the URL. Okay. And so, manageable. Sorry, I forgot to spell manageable. So you're going to want to paste the link. And you can just Command C. And then, you can come to here, paste, Command V. And then this is the cool part because I'll let you do this so I can see it. If you hit this little arrow, you can edit this, go up to where it says text, and you can delete it all if you want. And then you can type in link. And it's going to make it look nice and neat. And that way I can still go to the right link because I click on this and I can check that you did the right thing. So I put the link from my Google Drive. We're there. Cool beans? All right. Good luck. Make sure to edit and read your work slowly. You got this.